Picture this. It's a Friday night. You're going out to have a wonderful dinner with your wife and friends, and all of a sudden you see a scenario like this. Or taking a flight for a holiday. A child's commotion in a restaurant quickly calmed down after being handed a smartphone by their parents has been extremely normalized today. You see kids causing scenes and throwing tantrums when they don't get what they want. Compared to our generation, we grew up without smartphones, played outside till late night and occasionally read books. But in a sense, we were definitely more obedient than the kids born today. So what caused today's generation of children to be this mischievous and obnoxious? Why do parents coming from the millennial generation love to spoil their children today? According to an interview with headmaster Yo Sin Chia,
I think parents from all generations would love to pamper their children, but we will see more over-pampered children nowadays, I guess, because financially we're doing better now. So I think for parents nowadays, they just feel that it's easier for me to buy. So in terms of material, they don't mind buying for their children. So I guess we see more over-pampered children in terms of materialistically. It's because we are financially better. We are doing better financially. And another reason I would say is because we have a smaller family now. In the olden days, our grandparents probably will have 10 or more than 10 children. Nowadays, I think most families, they'll have 2 or maybe 3. So you have more resources and then less people to share with. So the parents won't think that they are pampering their children. They just feel that it's easier for me to give what I want to give to my children. So sometimes then we will find that sometimes over-pampered. Yeah, they can give more attention. They can buy more. Yeah, so I don't think the parents feel that they are, we would love to pamper our children nowadays. They would just think that, okay, I can afford it, so why not make my children happy?
generations ago, when families had like 10 children in the house, the resources had to be equally distributed among each child in the household. Today, many families would prefer to have 2 to 3 kids. In addition to that, materialistic items are more easily accessible today. So what will happen to extremely sheltered children when they grow up? Take modern America for example, and look up social justice warriors on YouTube and you'll see dozens and dozens of grown adults fumbling and acting like children when they have the slightest conflict in the outside world. Why this happens is due to first world countries having extremely high financial freedom during the 70s and 80s. Everyone is getting rich, and indirectly starts excessively pampering the children by showering them with materialistic goods. When they grow up, they start whining and making protests of the smallest things on the streets as you would see in America today. If we were to consider this path of self-destruction towards our generation, we may see in the future that many adults in the outside world fail to cope and act towards an ever-changing environment. Many of them will be observed to be incompetent and lack of persistency in the office and in society. Indulgence must be recognized quickly and rectified before it becomes a way of life. So, what can we do to prevent kids from being spoiled today? Caning? Physical discipline? Perhaps the method lies in using logic and reasoning with your children today, seems to be the answer as Ms. Yo suggests. A kindergarten tends to utilize these methods for child development. Setting up rules in the area is also crucial for teachers and parents. Caning and physical punishment is only reserved as a last resort. According to Dr. Ben Lightning from Lightning & Associates, great models and examples need to be constantly around the child to nurture good values around them. Essentially, change starts from home. So, to conclude this video, parents must understand while it is okay to pamper your children once in a while, they need to be aware of the damages done through their kids through excessive pampering. As from the 2010's Karate Kid said, too much of the good stuff can be bad stuff. So, as the saying goes, failure builds character. When kids never experience to be at their lowest point, they will never grow and change for the better, and in some worst cases, rejected.